And we're back live with another edition of the end of day report with yours truly, Dex, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the famous and yet infamous six-pack, where you can get started trading with us for as low as $69 a month. That's right. You can put the power of the price wave trigger reports in your hands, each and every day for the low price of $69 a month. That is our starter package. And of course, it goes up from there. So today was a very interesting day. The markets attempted to close, and looks like it did close above the previous day's close, which is what we were looking for, some type of footing. You know, we wanted some kind of direction, some type of idea as to what market participants are thinking, what's going on with the economy, what's going on with all these different things happening around the same time. It's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to do. I know. I get it. And, you know, coming off of a holiday weekend as well, it's just craziness. And so people need to figure out what they're going to do, right? Where do you make the money? Where's the money coming from? That's what everybody wants to know. So we try to give it to you. All right. So let's see here. Give me a second. I've been in the lab again. I thought I was going to be coming out of the lab, but I was wrong. I was needed in the lab yet once again. This time to whip up something special for you guys. I did promise that I was going to be giving you an update, and I did. Worked out some of the kinks in the prior upload, so you should now be seeing the fruits of that labor coming to you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to run one more little report, just one more report. And what I'll do is I will update the stuff, you know, all the reports as a result of that. So I'll probably do that, you know, tonight or maybe in the morning or something. So we'll see. But what I did was I found like some of the errors, like on the intraday price inflection point, i.e. the momentum trigger, it wasn't always posting when it should have. Sometimes it was giving a zero value. So I had to go in there and correct that. And then everyone was asking to bring the closing price back. So I brought that back for you. That is now on tonight's reports. That's there. And I also updated the alerts. So on the talking side of the alerts, you will get more information there. All right. So added some things there for you. I made the correction to the prior one where it was talked about to beware of false breakouts. That was corrected. It was put under the wrong column, so I had to fix that. So now it will be put under the correct column. So that's where you will see that. And pretty much everything's done. I'm just going to run one more report just because I just want to make sure everything is clean. I think the previous one that I did should be pretty clean, but I'm going to do it one more time because there's something I did, and I don't know if it showed up on the current one or not. So I'm going to do it. The price triggers, though, haven't changed. This is just the alert functions of the report. Okay, so I'll run a clean one, and I'll post it in a bit. But everything is clear. Hopefully, you guys will get a lot from this. Everything should be right there for you. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, let's start here. This is a request from the trading room, so I will go in and we're going to start here first for tonight. All right, this here is the chart of the DXD, the inverse ETF for the Dow. Now, there was a lot of price destruction here. All right, much technical damage done to the chart. I think it was overdone during the panic selling and all that. So it's going to take, you know, a little bit for the market to come back into realignment. But this right here was just crazy. All right, it totally overshot. So now where we are, you see things are calm. You see we've had 3 back-to-back, just narrow range days, not a lot happening. Market's trying to base out, but just looking at it, we're still in a corrective state from the bullish run highs. All right, we're well off of that. We've erased this entire move. This entire bullish move has been erased. And now the market, it finds itself in a bear market. The inverse ETF for the Dow is now in a bear market. All right. And at this rate, if the stock market is going to really continue to run from here, this thing's going to end up going near zero, and they're going to have to do a reverse split or something and make the price, put the price back at like 40 or 50 or 60 bucks. So we'll see. But right now you got a bearish weekly trend momentum reading here. All right. And you're still in a corrective phase. Bears are in control of the market. Price is still falling, but have kind of ceased falling here. We're like right here at the support lows, trading below. The trend line is still above the Kumo cloud. Price is not, though. Price is now dropped below the Kumo cloud based on today. Here's the momentum, just straight down, straight bearish momentum. So nothing good is coming of that. And you're pretty much, that's where you are. But one can make the argument that you overshot based on the momentum readings and the fact that you have not crossed below. You have not crossed. So one can make an argument there that the market is still technically, in the longer term sense, still has a bullish complexion, even though the momentum has dropped. But technically speaking, you could argue that the longer term time frame is still showing somewhat of a bullish complexion, even though the shorter term time frame is saying no. All right, so this is a very, very interesting chart, and the money flows in and out of this inverse ETF have also been very, very interesting. All right, so I'm watching this. All right, I see the comment about hack. All right, the thing to keep in mind about hack is that, we'll get to that in a minute. Let me finish this chart. All right, so here's what we're looking at. The Kumo cloud is pointing up. And if the twain shall meet, it looks like the Kumo cloud could break through while this is still kind of arcing down a little bit. That would be interesting. So I don't know how this is going to fix itself, but it is a jacked up chart. But again, keep in mind, these are algo charts, so they're just a little bit different than normal charts. They're not always going to show the way you would expect them to show, because that's not their job. Their job is to do something different. So right now, we got selling, we got a bearish position as far as momentum, but we haven't crossed here, which is very interesting. We crossed bullish back here, and you stop going up, and you're just sideways now. Technically speaking, the argument can be made that it's just sideways right at this point. So it's a very interesting chart on the DXD. Nothing bullish here unless the stock market, pulls back. I don't think the stock market is done bouncing yet. Once the rally, though, fizzles out, then yeah, DXD should be able to get itself back together again. All right, so let's move on to the next one here. I had some stuff up, but we'll go here real quick. All right, so you want to talk about hack. All right, hack is back above 35 bucks, which is bullish territory for this particular stock, this ETF rather. It's trying to look like it wants to make a beeline toward the bottom of the Kumo cloud. Hack over 40 is problematic for the world because, again, this thing is tracking, cyber security issues and false flags in general. It's part of our Illuminati index, and that would be problematic. As you can see, it got above the trend line resistance. It broke out, but it doesn't mean it's going to hold it. We need to see consecutive closes above the trend line support in order to say, okay, we definitely not only do we have a bottom put in, but now we're reversing and turning into a bullish market. That has not happened yet. You still got your ticking time bomb here. All right, has not happened. Momentum has turned up, but we're still not in a bullish phase yet. All right, this is just a momentum ride, a momentum play. All right, we got bullish weekly trend momentum. All right, so prices are going up as a result of that. But make no mistake, we're still very much in a bear market. All right, you got your bear market position still intact. And although the momentum is turning up, your bull market is nowhere to be found. Your bull market was back here, got bullish. All right. So the algo charts is what is, it tells you what's what. All right. So we just got to bounce from here to here. And that's all it is at this point in time. So hack is strictly a momentum play. And at some point, momentum loses its velocity. All right, taking a look now at the Russell futures. We had that primary crash alert coming into today's trading. Market had an inside day, even though Wall Street rallied. Now think about that. Today was a rally on Wall Street, and this is all the Russell could muster. Yeah, I think this crash alert, today's move gives further credence to the crash alert. So I'm riding with the crash alert. I'm getting ready to look for my short in this Russell. According to right here, I think we got it. I think there's a case to be made that the market looks like it's about to pull back sharply, even though you got your bullish weekly trend momentum. Right now, I gotta say, you're not bullish. Look at your trend lines. All right, look at your trend lines. As long as this red line is below this orange line, that's it. All right. You're not bullish. And your momentum is also still bearish. Even though you had a bounce from the lows, momentum speaking, you haven't done enough to say, okay, we put in a bottom. The bottom's not in until all the conditions are met. You can say right now we've hit a short-term bottom, but you can't say the market has put in a bottom. There's a difference between saying the market has put in a bottom and we've reached a short-term bottom. Saying we reached a short-term bottom and saying, okay, this is a bounce from the lows. This is a retracement, which we expect. It's not a trend changer. It's not a pure momentum shift in the market. All right, until we take off with some velocity, and we have not seen that. We just have normal, regular degular up days. That's it. Nothing supersonic like when we were falling. All right. I need to see this kind of momentum on the upward thrust in order for me to say, okay, we got a momentum shift. System says we're still in the ticking time bomb phase. We're in a consolidated market, bounce off of it, but the bear market is very much still intact. We just stopped trending lower for the moment, but we're still in a bear market. All right, look, I don't know about dude. I don't know. Did he show a chart? Did he give you technical analysis to why he thinks that the market is going to plunge between April the 16th and April the 30th? Did he pull up a chart? Did you say, okay, according to his analysis, blah, blah, blah? Or is he just talking in the air, throwing up dates that he hopes sticks? See what I'm saying? Not everybody is a trader. Not everybody is a market analyst. All right. We do have some wonderful, wonderful news reporters on YouTube. I follow quite a few channels. They're really good at giving out news and, fundamental type analysis. But as far as technical analysis, pulling up a chart and breaking down money flows by looking at a chart, that's different. So I don't know, because I don't follow the man. I don't know. I can't speak to it one way or another. So that's nice. That's nice. Who knows? I don't know him. I haven't looked into him. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is my work. I know what I do, and I know my track record, and I know my system. So I can only speak to that. As far as anyone else on social media talking about markets, that's fine. More power to them. I just hope that they don't lose their shirt with their analysis. It's one thing to say, oh, I think the market's going to go up or down, but it's another thing to be able to profit from it. And not only you profit from it, but you show others how to profit from it. It is irresponsible just to try to analyze markets to say the market's going up or down. Anyone can do that. You have a 50-50 chance of being correct to say, oh, the market's going up or down tomorrow. All right. You have a 50-50 chance of being right or wrong. Okay. That's not what this is about. And even if you're right in calling the direction of the market, it doesn't mean you know how to profit from it. And it doesn't mean that you can demonstrate to others how to profit from it. The world is full of talking heads on television programs saying the market's going to crash on this day and time, or it's going to rally on this day and time. That means nothing. That means nothing. Show me your day-to-day market analysis, and then we can evaluate you from there. But just popping up every now and then saying, oh, the market's going to rally here, it's going to crash there. Anyone can do that. That's not good enough. I need your entry points and where you're placing your stop. That's what I need from anyone who is trying to call the market. Give me your specific entry point along with your specific stop loss. And then I want you to follow that analysis through to the end until you're out of the trade. Do that, and then you will earn my respect. But anybody just calling, direction in a market, anybody can do that. I taught my children how to do that, how to look at a chart and ascertain the direction of a chart. Anyone can do that. It's not hard, but knowing how to trade a market consistently, profitably, not just when something's happening in the world, something's happening on the geopolitical stage. You don't need to be a genius to say, I think crude oil is going to go through the roof. Well, you made that assumption because you just heard on the news that we just bombed Libya or something like that. Okay, now I can understand you saying that. You're probably going to be right, but that doesn't mean you know how to trade the market and profit from it. All right? You got to be doing this day after day, every single day, every day. Chart in hand, entry point, exits. I want your entries and I want your exits, and I want it done immediately. Do it every day, and then we can talk. And not only that, but do it every day for years, and then you got my respect. There's only a handful of us out here doing it like that, doing it on that level every day, multiple markets. All right, equities, futures, forex, crypto, before the fact analysis, not after something you heard something on the news, because right now we're having a crisis with the coronavirus. Anyone can say, oh, the market's going to go down, man. It's going to go down, man. This virus. The thing with the market. Anyone can do that. That's not trading. It's not. You're just telling the news. You're saying something that people already realize and already know. Where were these individuals when Bitcoin was at 20,000? Where were they, and what were they telling you to do? They were probably telling you to buy more Bitcoin and to ignore people like me telling you you need to take profit now, get out the market now. Where were they at? People always like to come when something's popping off and then they want to talk. But what about when everything's calm and cool? What about when everything's regular degular? Where you at? Where you at? I'm just saying. Yeah, parrot squawk. Anyone can say whatever. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Seriously. But this is what separates armchair quarterbacks and the dude who's actually out there, trying to avoid sacks on every down. There's a difference between, me and Michael Vick. Okay. Michael Vick is the man. If I were to go up against him on a football field, he would destroy me. But right here at this computer in front of these markets, he got to sit down somewhere. He can't see me. See what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say on that. No disrespect, no shade to nobody, but I'm just saying, I respect people who do this for a living, and or people who were once paid and had a securities license to trade, to do this. It means that the government trusted you to handle other people's money. You were fingerprinted with the FBI, all right, in order to do this. That's the people I respect. Or if you didn't work in the industry, but you've been trading for 20 years professionally, and that's what you do, I respect that. Like I said, it's not a lot of us. I'm being honest. It's not a lot of us. I won't even call no names out, but it's not a lot of us that do this. It's not. I can name them on one hand, people, and you'd be like, I never heard of that person. Or you may say, oh, I know that person, but that's it. It's not a lot. I can count on one hand. Everybody wants to have a platform and claim to be something. The internet allows you to remake yourself and be whoever you want to be. People who they don't know you. They don't know. They'll just take your word for it. But it's not true. It's not true. All right. I have a jacket still at the National Futures Association and the CTFC. You know what I'm saying? Not many people can say that. And my jacket is clean. How many people can say that? I left the industry clean, not dirty, not facing reparations, not facing sanctions or none of that stuff. All right. So I've proven I know what I'm talking about going back 10 years on social media. So I ain't got to worry about it. I don't know about other people's analysis. I know my analysis. And yes, I listen to a lot of people. I subscribe to a lot of channels. And like I said, it's only a handful of people that I actually will listen to them and be like, yeah, dude knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I agree with him. Or no, I kind of disagree or whatever. That's about it, man. That's it. It's not a lot of us. It's just not. I put it like this. I got Jim Cramer over just about everybody on YouTube trying to call markets right now. Straight up. I got Jim Cramer over all of them. I will listen to that man's analysis of a company and take note of it before I will listen to most of the dudes here on YouTube. And that's facts. Straight up facts. Now, peep this though. We know he's an entertainer, right? But guess what? He got paid. He actually ran a fund. He made money for people. All right. Now, take it for whatever you want, but at least when he's talking, I've watched him. Now, as far as his trading, that's hilarious. But as far as his analysis on the companies, he's been spot on with that, except for that one with Bear Stearns, man. That was it. That's all I'm saying, man. That was it. So I'm just saying, not everybody is built for this. They're just not. And they don't know how to, anyway, I've been on that too long. But the Russell is problematic right now, folks. The Russell is problematic. Remember, I told you I'm giving it a day. And I think it's problematic. Oh, now, all right, keep this, folks. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, this morning's analysis, right? I was giving you guys I was giving you the 2-bar Charlies, right? Now, yesterday, I told you that I was expecting an all-day up day for certain markets, whatever. Peep this. You can't make this stuff up. As I'm sitting here talking to you right now, the futures markets are open and trading, right? Russell Futures has a straight up bearish 2-bar Charlie setup for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Don't even need to look at a chart. I'm telling you right now, it is a bearish 2-bar Charlie, all day down day. Tomorrow, market will close in the red. It's a bearish 2-bar Charlie. Boom. Can't make this stuff up. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And I gave you the crash alert right here. 2 trading sessions ago. Here's the crash alert. Takes 35 days for these alerts to sometimes manifest, and we're already starting to manifest right now in the overnight market. I does this. All right. I'm gonna be ready for that one. I think I'm gonna have to jump on that one. All right, here is crude oil. Crude oil right now, as you can see, starting to move back down lower, starting to test that support level. Not looking really good right now. All right. You know that $19 handle, man, is right there. $20 is a psychological support for crude oil. Okay. So I'm saying, man, this is looking interesting. Remember, we talked about these support levels. Sometimes there's like a 1 to maybe 2% chance, right? Then when you base these floors out like this, instead of getting a blast off rocket, you get a real bad leg down, a big one. And you see 3 times is the charm. Here's the first test of the floor right here, right? Second, and now we're into the third. Be careful on the crude oil. If you're going to trade this, you got to be careful. Now, right now, it's telling you that, you know, we thought the bears were going to be in control right here, and then we came and made this leg lower, right? As of right now, we do not have a bearish weekly trend momentum. Not saying that we won't manifest one coming up here in the next day or two, but this right here is problematic. If you had a bullish outlook, it's problematic. It's suggesting that we may fall through this floor, and if we do, we could accelerate and pass 19, pass 18, and go right to 17. All right. So remember that. All right. I'm just saying. Be careful on this. This is a primary crash alert followed by a secondary crash alert. This was a second warning right now. All right. The primary crash alert is playing out this time. It's playing out. All right. We had the trading range back here. We had the crash. Then we had the rally, canceling each other out, forming a range. Then we did it. Now we broke it. We've broken out of the trading range up here. All right. We traded within this bar for a minute. Now we've broken it. And we've broken this support too. So here and here, we've broken that now. There's nothing holding this market back from falling through the floor on the oil. All right. So this is what it is, folks. Got to be vigilant out there. I'm liking the oil too. I'm really liking it. I might dip my toe in there on that oil too. With oil, though, remember, it's a gangster's market. So you probably need to be prepared to stop and reverse just in case. And make sure you're trading the front month and don't get caught up. Like, for instance, let's say you're trading front month, but you only got 2 trading days left on that contract. Don't trade that contract. Or if you do, you gotta remember and hurry up and get out of the market. Or if you can do it, if there's enough open interest, you can just roll into the next contract. Sometimes you have to do that when you're trading futures, all right? Just so you don't get stung. It happened to me once many years ago. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't check my contract, and I went on last trading day. So that thing went off the board right in the middle of the trading session, and I had to get out. And in order to get out, I had to roll into the next contract, and it had gapped down $10 on me. It was devastating. You don't want that to happen to you. All right, here's your NASDAQ 100. You got bullish weekly trend momentum. It stuck its head out past the cloud on the close, and this is definitely one to look at because we're still not bullish. You're still ticking time bomb. This is all pure momentum play. It's all momentum. Your red line is not crossing the orange line. It's just tagging the orange line. And what I mean by tagging, it's when the 2 lines merge and become one line. And that's what's happening here. They're tagging now. So at any point, it's normal when markets tag like this for the red line, this red line to come and curve back up again and go up. That's normative when you're tagging. When this line is above this one, and then they meet like that, and it's tagging it, it'll curl back up and start and get back bullish again. It's very rare for it to just dip, excuse me, after tagging like this. So this is an interesting space that we're in the NASDAQ. Technically speaking, the NASDAQ has definitely done a 50% retracement off of the lows, man. It's the strongest of all of them. It's looking really interesting. This doesn't mean the bull is back. You gotta have this come up. This has to come back up. All right. We were bearish. Now we're in a bullish momentum cycle, but we're going to need to stay above this trend line support first of all. Then second of all, we need to stay north of the Kumo cloud as well. So still work to be done on that NASDAQ 100. We'll see what's up. Okay. We got to see what's up. But it is an interesting one to look at. All right. Taking a look now at the E-mini S&P 500. Let's take a look at that. All right. E-mini S&P 500 is trying to be like the NASDAQ all of a sudden. It's trying to break out. It's trying to get up there. All right. Can't tell you how many times I've seen markets get up here like this and get sold hard. So I'm watching this. I know we got the bullish weekly trend momentum, but because this is an all momentum play, I gotta be cautious here. You can buy, you can keep buying because you're in that phase, but you gotta be prepared that if you get stopped out, you gotta be prepared to get ready to reverse it. All right. So these are definitely dangerous levels because you're right up here around these resistance marks. Very dangerous levels. All right. So the Dow, though, is the weakest. You got your upward momentum play here, but your bearish complexion is very well intact. Still very much intact. All right. You're not even trying to turn up. You're just like sideways leveling off here. The momentum looking like it's about to curl back down again. This ain't over. This could drag the Russell could drag the rest of the indexes down with them easily. This overhead resistance level is scary to this Dow right now. This is looking like this thing is about to roll. But the thing is, though, your S&P and your NASDAQ are bullish to trend line resistance. This is so wild. This almost never happens. I'm serious. This almost never, ever happens. It's normally, the S&P and the Dow moving together, lockstep, and your leader is either going to be the NASDAQ or it's going to be the Russell. All right. They switch off. All right. On a rare occurrence, though, the Dow will say, I'm going to lead right now. But the most of the time, it's that NASDAQ or it's that Russell that is the true leader of the overall direction of the market. And right now, the S&P has diverged from the Dow. The S&P is like the little brother of the Dow. They move lockstep, tick for tack. But that NASDAQ and Russell, they tend to do their own thing at times, okay? And right now, that's what we're seeing. All right, so this is weird that the Dow and the Russell together are the weakest and the S&P and NASDAQ are the strongest. This is a rare occurrence indeed, okay? All right, straight up. So this is interesting times, man. Really interesting times. All right, something we don't always look at. Let's look at food. Food is important. Okay, so the dollar has been pulling back, but soybeans are pulling back with it. This is odd because basically what you're trying to say is either there's no demand for food or you're saying that we have a glut of it. We're oversupplied. I find that hard to believe that soybeans is falling like this in the midst of a weak dollar. The dollar has been weakening over the course of the last couple of weeks. Now, even as I'm speaking to you now, we've dropped further in the dollar. The dollar is trading now at the 98 handle. All right. We were just at 102 2 weeks ago. Now we're at 98. And yet this thing here has been falling ever since. We keep breaking support. What's going on? What's going on? And we seem to be accelerating now to the downside in these soybeans. It's not looking good. We've been in an elongated bear market in food. This is crazy. All right, someone says the processors for food have been reducing operations. Dex, any thoughts on Smithfield pork plant closing? Other major meat plants closed too. Then another one says, Dex, I haven't even crossed $10,000 in sales so far this month of April. Normally, I would be setting at 40 to 50K. So is it safe to say that the economy has come to a screeching halt, like for real, for real? Now, as far as Smithfield is concerned, Smithfield is one of the gangsters that control the meat market. So, them closing a plant, I don't look. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't know, man. I've been looking and gathering information. I'm a little behind on watching a couple of news pieces and clips and videos. So hopefully I can get some more of that done tomorrow. I've had to take a break on what's going on because I was in the lab. I had to get in that lab and get the things done, the updates done for you guys. So I don't know, man. Smithfield is like the Illuminati of meat. They're like Monsanto of meat. So I don't know, man. There have been news pieces done on Monsanto going back not Monsanto, Smithfield's going back decades. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, it says if someone goes COVID plus at the plant, they will shut the place down. There's been problems with meat for a long time. You got the mad cow disease and all that. Look, I don't know. I am not an analyst of the meat industry. I used to be a good generalist back in my license days, and I would have information that I don't have now. I had access to information. I had a live feed that would give me information on all the different industries. So I would know what was happening in meats, what was happening in softs, what was happening in cotton. I mean, I got all the reports delivered to me right on my desk. I knew what the feed kills were and all that stuff, and I knew the weights of the feeder cattle and the live cattle, and I knew all that stuff. I had all that stuff delivered to me because I had to be up on all of that. All right. I even looked at crush spreads, and man, I was all over it. I don't have such an analysis anymore. I don't have that inside lane like that anymore. So I don't keep tabs on the fundamentals of things anymore. I'm a technical guy anyway. I wouldn't have cared, to be honest with you. I don't care what it says. I look at the charts. Right now, something's telling me that right now this market is falling. It's in a bear market. And whether it be a seasonal thing, whether it be no demand or oversupply or a mixture of all of the above, I have no idea. The only thing you have to really be careful of when you're trading commodities, though, is reports. If there is a report due, a grain report coming out, oh yeah, you don't want to touch this market. If like let's say a grain report's coming out tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Oh, I'm not trading. I'm not trading nothing until after that report comes out, because grain reports tend to cause market movement, and I'm talking lock limit movements. All right. So if you're trading the futures, gotta be careful. Make sure ain't no grain reports coming out or any kind of reports. All right. Weather reports, whatever. Seriously, you gotta be careful. All right. Please, you gotta be careful. All right. I can't stress that enough. I love trading futures, commodity futures, but whenever I do, I always have to make sure that I'm not trading, in the face of some type of report. Because if a report comes out, it can take your head off. And I'm not even being funny. You don't want that. You don't want to be in a lock limit move in these commodity futures contracts. Okay, so here's corn. Corn is even worse than soybeans right now. Now I know what y'all gonna say. Yeah, that's because the ethanol, ethanol, whatever. The price to me for the corn should be even more if we're burning the food supply to make fuel. All right, so I don't know. I mean, the chart is suggesting that we ain't got no demand and we got like mad storage. Well, we got so much storage that they can't even store any more corn. We have nowhere to put it. That's basically what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that we have so much food that we have to start destroying the food. Like in the meat game, when there's no demand or the price is so low, what they do, they start killing the pigs, they start killing the hogs, or they start killing the cattle. Because it's like, man, all right, it costs me $5 to do this per cattle, and you're saying the price now is only $2.50. If I were to sell this cow right now in the market, it's $2.50. You better off shooting the cow in the head. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't make market on it. So yeah, I mean, this is some weird stuff, dude. This is crazy times, man. I don't know what to say. I can't from a econometric modeling standpoint. I have no fundamentals for you. It still don't make sense to me that it will be this low. I haven't seen corn this low, dude, since I was a licensed dude. Seriously. Really, man. Corn used to oscillate between like 250 on the low side and like maybe 320 on the high side, which is kind of like where we are now. So, and it stayed that way for years. But now, I mean, it don't make sense. I'm sorry. We got billions of people on the planet. I don't know, man. I mean, people still gotta eat. I don't care what happens with your economy. I don't care if everyone loses a job and no one has a job. You still have to eat. There's still gonna be demand for food, man. Even if it's not a demand for soy like that, corn and wheat is in everything. They put corn and wheat in everything. So you're gonna tell me there's no demand for corn? Really? There's no demand for Jimmy Crack corn? Jimmy Crack corn, and I don't care? Jimmy Crack the corn below 350, and I don't care? I don't buy it, man. Something don't feel right with that. That's all I gotta say. It don't feel right. So I have to lean back on my experience. My experience tells me before they bubble a market, they gotta collapse it. And when they're getting ready to collapse a market, they gotta bubble it first. So we're not in a bubble. We're in a collapsing stage. So methinks that it's almost time to get long some of these commodities. Methinks the time is getting close to go ahead and look for some long positions in the corn and soybeans. If my memory serves me correctly, the ticker for the corn ETF is corn, and the ticker for the soybean is SOYB. All right, so that's what I'm thinking, man. Yeah, I know about the Baltic Dry Index. Yep. Know all about it. I don't know, man. Look, Jim Rogers, man, he said it. Jim Rogers said, he believed that there was coming a time where the thing to be is a farmer. He said you're gonna see farmers driving, Rolls Royces and stuff in the future. So he was really all about the farm thing. Now, if you look at ticker DBA, which is one of the famous ag tickers, ETFs, that thing it don't move at all. You know what I'm saying? It moves poorly. There's no volatility there whatsoever. And there's other type ones too. There's Moo, MOO. You know, there's quite a few. I had a long list of them somewhere. I can dig it up, but um, I don't know, man. I mean, it's worth a looking at, to be honest with you. I'm gonna start looking at some of these, but this corn and the soybean charts are impressive. I'm not gonna lie, they are very impressive. And this is the soybean again. It's not as bad as the corn, but it's getting there. All right, taking a look now at silver. High ho silver. All right, silver popped his head up, got a close above the trend line resistance, but can it hold it? Can we hold this? I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're about to fall. We got the bullish weekly trend momentum, but we're getting long in the tooth on this momentum bounce play. And we still ain't came back here and dealt with this gap. So I think the pullback is drawing near us. The momentum play, look, it's pausing right here, not really coming up, not really. And the bearish position is still kind of intact on the trend lines. We have no cross, so I don't know, man. I don't know. It's looking like these markets are about to get hit and hit hard. All right, we got a primary crash alert on gold for tonight into tomorrow, folks. I don't like it any more than you do, but we do got a crash alert. The last crash alert we did was productive. It was productive. We did go lower. It resulted in a primary rally alert that broke out hard. So are we going to break down even harder? Are we going to test the trend line support, which is still in the cloud? All right, not so fast yet because we're still in the cloud. And we got this gap back here that needs to be reconciled. So I don't think we take off just yet in the metals. I think we're going to pull back and build a base of support for the next breakout rally. All right, here's Litecoin. Litecoin has fallen from the primary crash alert. We got a secondary crash alert. So look out on this one. All right, look out below. It's looking a little weak. I think it's going to pull back on your Litecoin. All right. So be careful, be forewarned on that one. And we got the beginning stages of a weekly bearish momentum, trend momentum. All right. Taking a look here at Ethereum, same chart. Primary crash alert. It was productive. We got a primary rally alert now. Looks like we may want to test the upper trend line resistance, probably getting to the 170-ishes before it's all over with. But the momentum right now is looking a little weak. I don't know if we'll have enough to get it pushed past, but it was enough volume on the long side of the market to that the system picked that up and is looking for a possible breakout. But we do have the beginning stages of a possible bearish weekly trend momentum on the back of that. So if we do pop a rally, you're going to need to be prepared to get short on that. All right, should that manifest, if it can even pop, which is the question. All right, taking a look now at Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin came off of this primary crash alert. It was productive. Now we got a possible rally alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. We're watching it. This is a strong resistance up here at that 75-ish level. We're now officially in corrective territory, and we could be picking up on the momentum. The momentum is still bearish and pointing down, which means that it is accelerating. We also have the beginning stages of bearish weekly trend momentum. I don't know what else to tell you, that it's looking like it's not quite ready to break yet. It was looking like we were going to get that, but then that 75 to 7,500 I was telling you about is really starting to hurt. Okay, it's really starting to hurt. I don't think Bitcoin is going to be able to lift its head up. All right, the bonds are starting to show signs of life again, but this time it's like it can't rally. It cannot rally. This is problematic. Even though we're still barely in that bullish configuration, the momentum has come off. The complexion is still very much bullish. We're still in a bull market, but we're not rallying, we're not trending. Momentum technically has fallen off from the bullish perspective and hit the bearish perspective. Momentum is pointing downward. Market is struggling. We're now officially in the Kumo cloud. Market struggling. We'll have to look and see. I'm calling prices sideways to slightly lower in the bonds. That was ticker TLT. Looking at the dollar index now, you see it's coming off of this high mark up here at the 103-ish level, okay? Coming all the way down here to 98, and now we're bouncing off the trend line support. Bearish weekly trend momentum, still in a corrective phase. Momentum's coming off, ticking time bomb, but we still got the bullish perspective complexion intact. If the market wants to take off again, it could lock back in on a bullish perspective at any moment. But as it is right now, this market is falling off. All right, that's all I got, man. I went a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it's all love, right? It's all love. All right, I have to say, man, things are getting a little interesting now, and not in a good way. I'm really not feeling what I've been seeing, folks. I'm really not feeling it. Something's up. There's some things that don't make a lot of sense. I had a doctor's appointment today, you know, the thing where they do it over the phone, you know, and doctor's offices, man, are struggling. The doctor had to lay off several employees, furlough some people also. Doctors can't see patients. How are they going to eat? This is starting to affect the economy in ways that I hadn't even thought about. If you can't get foot traffic, how are you supposed to stay in business? I mean, I think before long we're going to start seeing businesses walk away and go out of businesses that you're not going to want to see go out of business. You know, we might not, like, for instance, all right, my favorite example I like to use is GameStop. Now, true, I'm guilty, just like everybody else is. I'm guilty of downloading games instead of buying physicals. I'm guilty of getting digital copies of games. I'm sorry, it's just what I do. That doesn't help GameStop. But I like going into the GameStop though from now and then and picking up physical copies. Okay, sometimes they got, you know, some people have traded in games, and they got I can go and play games now for $5 instead of paying 60. You know what I'm saying? I can go in there and get a used copy of, let's say, whatever game is hot, and I get it for $5. You know, so if they go away, man, I mean, they were already struggling before this thing hit, but now they have no foot traffic at all. How are they going to stay in business, man? All right, I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. Okay, anyone who knows anything about gaming, this is for you. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, I like to play sports. Sports is my favorite. I like boxing, I like basketball, and I like football, right? So every year I get the new Madden that comes out. Every year I get the new 2K that comes out, or the NBA Live if it comes out. So I have NBA Live 19 and 18, right? Now peep this. With the 2K though, I don't do the My Career Online thing. I'm an offline machine dude. I do not play with human beings with my games. I'm selfish. It's just me and the computer. Sorry, I don't go online. That's me, right? But here's my thing though. You know, sometimes the gaming industry gets a little greedy. Like 2K, every 2 years, they turn the servers off, right? So with 2K, right, their best game, their best 2K ever, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is 2K16. That is the best, hands down. That joint is the bomb. But here's the problem. If I wanted a digital copy of it, I cannot go and get it. It's not in the store. If you go to the PS4 store, it's not there. Only thing I can get there, as far as I can go back with 2K, is 2K18 if I want a digital copy. All right, but I own all 2Ks. The only one I did not own digitals for was 16. So guess what, man? When I went to the GameStop, right? I already had one physical copy of 16, right? I went in there because I realized that is their best, bar none. It is in my opinion, the AI is so fun to play with on there because I really don't know what's gonna happen, regardless of what level I play on. I can play on easy, hard, all star, whatever. You don't know. The AI is so realistic. You really don't know what to expect in a game. It's like watching a real game, right? The AI in later versions is whack. Like don't get me wrong, 2K20 is probably the prettiest looking game that they've ever done, but it's whack. 19, it has some moments, but it's not like 16. 16's AI, when you're playing the AI, it is so much fun. Everything about the game is fun. You got the pre-game show, you got the halftime show, and then you got the after game show. So you got 3 shows in every game you play. And it's great. It breaks it down. You got animations, right? 20 and 19, 2K20 and 19 have none of that. It's whack. Also, um, they don't allow you to go and download digital copies of the older games. It's just not there. Put you like this: it makes me want to go get an Xbox. I'm a PlayStation guy, but I'm seriously thinking about going to get an Xbox because I've heard on Xbox you can, no matter what series Xbox you have, you can play all the games in the library. You can go at any time and buy digital copies of the games, put them in your library, and/or download them to your system. Right? You can't do that with PlayStation. They don't offer that. That would be dope. So you trying to tell me I could go back, I can get NBA 2K13 if I want and play that on there? That would be sick. Gaming companies have gotten too greedy and too overlordish. All right. I don't understand it. I've noticed companies doing that, like becoming overlordish to an insane degree. All right, here's the thing. I go way back. All right, I'm a gamer. It's what I do. Okay, Nintendo had the market on lock in the 80s. When they came out with that NES, that changed the whole game up. Now, the thing that made it so nice is that every month they published a magazine, and this magazine was full of cheat codes and secret levels to games and secret items, and if you do this, the game will turn over and do this. I mean, it was incredible. You knew ABBA was going to be in effect every month. You couldn't wait to see what game they were going to give a cheat code to next. And you would get it, and then you would run home, and you would spend hours trying to get the code just right so that you could unlock the cheat code on the game. And it was just, man, just sickening, right? Well, Nintendo has changed, man. They want total control over their games now. They spearheaded the cheat code phenomenon and the whole modding thing. They spearheaded that. But now, guess what, man? On this Nintendo Switch, there's no mods. They will not allow mods. How do you not allow mods? All right, I understand. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, well, you can't cheat when you're playing online. That's not fair. I agree with you 100%. But remember, I'm an offline guy. I want to play offline with me in the computer, single player. I'm not talking about competitive play online. All right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about offline. I should be able to use mods on a game, cheat codes on the game. I should be able to just for instance, PlayStation has Save Wizard. Save Wizard for PlayStation is a must-have. I love it. I can unlock everything. I can go in and I can just have myself a good old time. On the PC, they have other software programs. I don't know the names of those because I'm not a PC player. I just see people talking about it, and they can go in and they can, think about this. If you're playing Mario Kart Wouldn't it be great playing Mario Kart if I could mod the game and instead of using Mario, I got SpongeBob or Squidward in the car? That would be cool, wouldn't it? It'd be dope, right? Well, now guess what? It's not like that, man. It's not like that. It's ridiculous. Okay, they want to control that. They will not allow mods of any kind, and they won't allow cheat codes, which is whack. Because I love the Switch. I think the Switch is dope, but they've gotten away from that, and I don't understand that. There has to be a way to do it so that people can still you can bring the fun back. It's like they've taken the fun out of the games, and it's really weird. And I don't like how I see things going. It's like you're right. It's like saying you don't own anything. You're just leasing the software. All right. Whatever happened to once you buy something, you own it. It's yours. You can do what you want to with it. Well, whatever happened to that? You see what I'm saying? It's like buying a TV, but you got to bring a TV officer home with you. And every time you turn the TV on, this officer, this human being, has to be standing right there, and they control the remote. They decide what channels you're able to see with the TV and what you're able to do with the TV. All right, that's how you feel. How these companies are doing with the gaming software. I buy it. I got to pay full price for the software, but now they want full control though. And I'm like, whatever, man. So anyway, that was my little gaming rant, and I kind of see that happening now in every aspect of life. I I'm gonna leave it with this. I'll end it with this, y'all. I'm really feeling some type of way with this whole whole coronavirus lockdown. All right, there's too much information out there right now, and it's really feeling like I always thought. Like I feel like my documentaries are coming to life. The one that I did on the Fed versus the blockchain and the central banks versus Bitcoin, and the one I did, There's No Collapse. I see both of those documentaries coming to pass right in front of my face. It's gotten to a point where they're literally doing things and building things. That's why they want everybody in the house. They want you off the street and in the house so you can't see what they're doing. I'll tell you what I have been seeing happening. I've seen the cable. I've seen the cable people out, the maintenance cable people. All right, there's a difference. The cable guy that comes and sets up your cable is a cable guy. The maintenance crew are the guys that drive uh, the the utility type vehicles with the bucket truck and all that. That's maintenance. They're the ones that work on the lines and the nodes and all that stuff. I've been seeing those dudes out more lately, and I've been seeing the electric company out with the bucket truck also. And I've also seen private contractors like the tree removal type people, but they're up and they're doing stuff, but they're not working on a tree. So I'm gonna tell you what I think is going down. I think they are setting up the whole 5G network thing. That's why they wanted everybody in the house and off the roads. Also, when I do go to the store for little odds and ends, I've noticed that I've seen more police out than normal. All right, now I'm not in no big city. All right, and to see police on every corner, on every which way, that's interesting to me. Seeing the sheriff, seeing the county police and the state police, seeing all three police everywhere, and seeing ambulances and fire trucks just parked out like they on standby, waiting for something. This is not feeling good at all, folks. This is feeling really whack. And now that I'm out of the lab, I think I'll have some time now to start dealing with this. Yeah, other countries have 5G. Yes, they do. It's being built worldwide. It's being. I'm thinking they're about to force this universal income on us straight up. Um. Okay, so you said you see DoorDash all over Tacoma, and you see what I see with the overhead lines being serviced. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They think they slick, man. I'm serious. I've seen it. See now, I haven't told y'all this, but I have done a lot of different things over the years. I have a lot of different exposure and expertise in some things. I can talk. I can talk authoritatively on certain subjects. Put it that way. When it comes to airports and airlines, I can talk authoritatively on the subject from an inside perspective. When it comes to cable, I can talk authoritatively on the subject with some inside knowledge. When it comes to the whole healthcare industry and the insurance industry, I can speak with some authority on that from an inside perspective. All right. When it comes to law enforcement, I can speak on that too with some inside perspective. All right. So I've had a very interesting life, and I've been places and done some things for knowledge purposes, and I have to admit I've gained a lot from it. So certain topics, yeah, you but man, this dude's really feeling himself, yeah, because I can talk authoritatively on that subject, and I can give examples and break it down, and you'd be surprised how does he know that? That's not important. What is important is that I know things, and I know people who know things, and I've been places and have been exposed to some things, seen some things I can't even talk about. I met very interesting people too in my day. I met some really scary people in my day. I've been to people's homes, man, where they had photographs everywhere. And I'm talking about photo albums and photographs on the wall. And you'd be like, what's so weird about that? Well, the photographs were not their family. It wasn't their family. The photographs and pictures they had on the wall was pretty much every king and queen in the world, and pretty much every president that you can think of in the world, and pretty much every movie star or entertainer that you know of in the world, with this person there chilling with them, shaking hands, taking pictures, taking photos, playing golf, dancing, hanging out with. Yeah, yeah. Seen that. Yep. I know people like that. As a matter of fact, you know the dude that carries the briefcase to, on his wrist, who gets on Air Force One with the president? Know a little something about that too. Know a little something about it, just about a lot of different things. I've known a lot of people over the years. Some pretty, like I say, some pretty scary people. Yeah. Yep. Some things are unclassified that you can talk about. Other things are not so unclassified that can be talked about. That's why if you guys notice, a lot of things I can go there, but I don't go there because I'm not stupid. And I like to keep breathing. You know, breathing is a habit that I've come to enjoy. You know, so I want to keep breathing. So anyway, with all that being said, folks, I'm out of here. It's time to go chill. It's been a long day. I've been in that lab. I think you're gonna really enjoy the new format of the reports. They're gonna speak volumes to you. I will say this one thing though, and Frank and I probably will do one more video, a live tutorial for you guys. Um, there was some question like, what do you do when there is no long entry and no short entry for a particular security for the day? Okay, so when you see that, I'm gonna tell you what that means. It means you're in a consolidated market. The market is consolidated at that point. Your momentum is flat. All right. You basically have equilibrium of buying and selling. Buyers and sellers are lined up equally. There is no edge on either way. It's a consolidated market. So what you're waiting for is some type of a breakout or movement. The intraday price inflection point, even in that scenario, will still point you in the right direction. And if you look closely, you'll see the intraday price inflection point is either hinting toward the long side or the short side of the market. So you're just waiting to see if you get that explosive move in that direction. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be on your hands that day. You're going to be sidelines in that market. You will not be getting filled in that market. All right, just a little added thing that I added to the code to help you out a bit, to help you make decisions. Whenever you're in doubt, folks, I can't stress this enough. The intraday price inflection points are on point, pun intended. The intraday price inflection points are designed to tell you where the money flow is coming in the market. When in doubt, stay out and wait for the market to meet those certain criteria to get you involved in the market. That's how it is. Your favorite market, no entry for the day. Intraday price inflection point is telling you the long or short side of the market. That means you have to wait for certain things to manifest and happen in that market, and then you'll be able to get in. You may have to wait for the market to fall, or you may have to wait for the market to rally some. That intraday price inflection point will tell you what you're dealing with. So that's there to help you guide, folks. That's a guide for you, okay? I've taken great pains to make the reports speak to you in a voluminous amount of ways to make it really stupid simple to know where do I put my money. All right. So with that being said, PulseWaveTrading.com. You can get started trading with us, folks, for as little as $69 a month, and you'll get the power of these PulseWave price triggers in your hand. Trust me when I say this. You will not find anything more powerful on the market as far as trading with a system that has consistent robustness, meaning that you can trade any market with it and do well if you follow the system, follow the rules. All right. And we give you those rules. With that being said, I'm out. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out of here. See y'all in the morning for pre-market post scan. Peace.